Okay, we've got the sort of trigger unit in place. It literally just pushes in. I've got it on fully advanced, and then this is like the rotor, and what it is, it has a magnet either side. These little oblong things are magnets here facing the camera, and when those magnets line up with the black marks, then that's gonna fire, spark. So we've got a very long bolt here. I'm going to screw that into the armature of the magneto. But one thing they do say is that I might need to cut this. It's deliberately a long bolt because apparently different magnetos have different lengths, and this might be too long for this magneto. So I'm just going to screw it in loosely to begin with to see if I need to take the bolt back out and shorten it. Okay, I've hit a bit of a problem, because that's screwed fully in now, that screw, and as you can see, it's way too long. But I've realised that the rotor, that plain metal, goes right in. Now I'd have expected, I don't know, it's not really showing it up properly, but look, you can see how far in it is. Now I'd have expected the end of that to be flush with the end of these green trigger units, because the magnet is like not really, the magnet's like down inside the magneto. I've expected this sort of trigger unit, sorry, this rotor to, if I can pull it out now, it won't come out, but to sit much further out than it does. So I'm not going to shorten the bolt on that. I'll see if I can pull it out. Yeah, you see. So I'd have expected this rotor to sit, probably about, somewhere about there. So the end is flush with the green, but at the moment, it goes right in, and so it doesn't pass it's not next to them. So I'm going to leave it. Unfortunately, it's a Saturday. I know that the place will be closed where I bought it from, Torspark. So I'll ring them on Monday. I'll have to leave it. Ring them on Monday, because I want to shorten the bolt and then find out, I need a space or something underneath this. I'm assuming there's some space or something underneath the rotor to make it sit further out, but I don't think there's anything like that supplied with the kit. There's no mention of it in the instructions, so I'll have to leave it and give them a ring on Monday and see what's what. Right, okay, all is well. I actually just rang Torspark on the off chance they were there, being as late on a Saturday morning, but they were there, and which is wonderful. And they've explained that if you actually look at the pickups, they're very deep, and halfway down the pickup there's actually a little sort of ridge, sort of an inner ridge, and the pickups actually go way down, all the way down there. They're very deep, and so the actual rotor only needs to be in line with that that sort of cutaway halfway down, because so there's no need for me to worry. So that's great. So what I've done is I've cut that long screw down a bit to the right length. I'm going to fit the rotor now, and I'm going to fit it. Let's see. Yeah. So the rotor on the right is fixed, and the rotor on the left, see that little Allen screw at the top there, you'll be able to adjust it. So I'm going to set the rotor up to the one on the right for the rear cylinder, and then I can adjust it as necessary for the one on the left. Now also, because this is because there are two magnets on this, one either side, I'm assuming that this is what we call a wasted spark system. In other words, so that both cylinders will fire at the same time, but only one will actually be firing. They'll both spark at the same time, but only one spark will be firing. The other spark will be wasted because the cylinder will be in the wrong position. But I think that's what's happening. I think we're going to have, rather than one spark then another, they're both going to spark at the same time, but only one spark will actually be doing anything. Okay, So I think I've just about managed to get things sorted. So this trigger on the right is fixed. This trigger on the left, you can slides. There's that Allen screw just up there, and like an old point system, you can slide it to adjust it. So the I've set it up so on this side that will trigger the front cylinder, and then this one will trigger the rear. So by sliding them round, I've managed to get them both in line. So at the moment you can see there's a magnet there which is lining up with, so that would be firing on the front cylinder. So if we go round to the side, you can see that my amazing system of a short and a long. The short is for the front cylinder, so that's now lined up. So if I now kick the engine over, which I shall try and do, or push it over, because of course I've got no plugs in, but I'm trying to do this with one hand now. So then I'll bring, and we can see the valves going up and down. I'll try and bring the next one up in line, which will actually be the rear cylinder. Try and do this with one hand, it's not easy. Yeah, that's just about, no, for this purposes, that's just about right. So that's now lined up. So that's just before top dead center on the rear cylinder. And hopefully, if we go around, we'll see that the magnet is now lined up with the mark on this rear trigger. Okay, so that's timed, or about as accurately as we can. So this one will be triggering the front cylinder. This one will be triggering the rear cylinder. So so I've tightened up the center. What do you call it? Like the rotor arm. So that's all now tightened in position. And so hopefully we're about there. The whole thing moves like the old one. That's the advance and retard, which is still on this, still on the lever up here. Okay, so the whole thing swivels around for our advance and retard. So I'm fully advanced at the moment. Okay, so what I've got to do now is I'm going to start doing the wiring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the coils. They're both going to go just under the top frame, and then we'll start doing the wiring. One thing that I am a bit disappointed with is that the wires haven't got much covering very soon after they leave, so I'm going to have to put a cover on a black cover, but also they're a bit short. I might just be able to reach one coil with those, but certainly I can't reach anything with those. So there is wire. There are some extra wires. There is some extra wiring in the kit, so I can extend the wires. But it means obviously I've got to make a junction, which is a bit annoying. Just an extra sort of foot of wiring, and certainly sheathed. That's what I was looking for. Certainly sheathed. That's not a great deal of wiring, considering a lot of magnetos are down where they are now, at the front. And so it could have just been given a bit more wiring, would have helped. It's fine. I can extend those wires, but obviously every connection you have makes things a little bit less reliable, doesn't it? With the best, just a slightly badly crimped or whatever, it's not going to work. Anyway, I'm going to mount the coils, and we'll start the wiring procedure.